Have you noticed how everything that once made sense suddenly doesn't anymore? Like you're walking through your own life, but nothing fits the way it used to. The routines feel hollow. The conversations drain you. Even the dreams you once chased feel like they belong to someone else entirely. If you're nodding along right now, if there's this quiet ache in your chest that whispers something needs to change, then what I'm about to share will shift everything. Because what you're experiencing isn't random. It's not a breakdown. It's not even a crisis. It's something far more profound happening beneath the surface of your awareness. Your old life is ending so your real one can begin. Now I know that sounds dramatic, maybe even terrifying. But stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this dissolution you're feeling isn't your downfall. It's your awakening. And recognizing this shift changes everything about how you navigate what comes next. Think about the last few months. How many times have you caught yourself thinking, "This isn't who I am anymore"? How often have you felt disconnected from choices you made just a year ago? That restlessness isn't confusion. That's your soul outgrowing the container it's been living in. Your old identity, your old patterns, your old story, they've served their purpose. They carried you through seasons where you needed them. But now they've become too small. Like a snake that must shed its skin or suffocate inside what no longer fits. The pressure you're feeling isn't destruction. It's transformation in disguise. Here's what most people don't understand about endings. We've been taught to see them as failure. When relationships dissolve, when careers shift, when the path we thought was ours suddenly disappears, we panic. We think we've done something wrong. We blame ourselves or circumstances or timing. But what if I told you that these endings aren't punishments at all? You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Every door that closes, every plan that falls apart, every comfortable routine that suddenly feels suffocating, it's all clearing space. Space for alignment with who you're becoming, not who you've been. The universe, God, whatever force you believe guides this existence, it's not taking things away from you randomly. It's removing everything that would keep you trapped in a version of yourself that can no longer grow. But here's where it gets challenging. This transition phase, this space between who you were and who you're becoming, it feels empty. It feels silent. Sometimes it feels completely meaningless. Days stretch out where you question everything, where motivation disappears and clarity seems impossible to find. That emptiness isn't evidence that you're lost. That's what healing sounds like. It's like the moment between inhale and exhale. Uncomfortable, suspended, but absolutely necessary. Your system is recalibrating. Old neural pathways are dissolving while new ones form. Beliefs that once felt solid are softening. Desires that once drove you are shifting into something deeper, more authentic. Most people fight this phase. They try to force the old energy back. They chase familiar patterns because uncertainty feels unbearable. They reach for distractions, old relationships, anything that makes them feel like the person they used to be. But fighting this transition only prolongs the discomfort. The discomfort is the bridge between the old and the new, and you can't cross a bridge by standing still. Here's what starts happening when you stop resisting. When you allow the old self to dissolve without clinging to its remnants. Something subtle begins to emerge, not with fanfare or grand announcements, but quietly, like dawn breaking over a landscape you've never seen before. New intuition starts speaking. Ideas that feel completely foreign yet completely true begin surfacing. People appear in your life who see the version of you that's emerging, not the version that's dissolving. Opportunities manifest that align with frequencies you didn't even know you carried. This new life won't come when you think you're ready. It comes when you've finally let go, when you stop trying to resurrect what's already died. Space opens for what wants to be born. The chaos settles into clarity. The noise quiets into peace. The confusion transforms into a knowing so deep you can't explain it, only trust it. What you thought was falling apart was actually falling into place. Every loss was making room for gain. Every ending was setting the stage for a beginning that your old self, could never have imagined. Tonight, I want you to try something. Take a quiet moment, away from distractions, away from the need to figure anything out. And thank your old self. Thank the version of you that got you this far. Every mistake, every struggle, every moment of survival made this transformation possible. Now honor that old self by letting it go. Don't fight the ending. Don't try to revive what's already served its time. Because clinging to expired versions of yourself is like trying to breathe through collapsed lungs. It's suffocating the very life that wants to flow through you. The truth is, your old life isn't ending randomly. It's ending because you've outgrown it. Every comfort zone that now feels like a cage. Every relationship that once nourished you but now drains your energy. Every goal that once excited you but now feels hollow when you imagine achieving it. These aren't signs of failure, they're signs of evolution. Think about a tree in winter. To the untrained eye, it looks dead. Bare branches reaching into grey sky, no leaves, no visible life. But beneath the surface, incredible transformation is happening. The tree isn't dying. It's redirecting all its energy inward, strengthening its roots, preparing for a spring that will bring growth beyond what the previous season could have supported. You are that tree right now. What looks like death is actually preparation for unprecedented life. But here's what makes this process so difficult. Society tells us to have it all figured out, to know our purpose, to follow our passion, to never waver from the path we've chosen. So when that path suddenly feels wrong, when passion turns to emptiness, when purpose becomes unclear, we think we've failed. We think we've lost our way. You haven't lost your way. You've found it. The old way wasn't wrong. It was necessary. It taught you what you needed to learn, showed you what you needed to see. But graduation day arrived, and it's time to leave that classroom behind. What's emerging now is different. It's not built on external validation or societal expectations. It's not driven by fear of missing out or pressure to prove yourself. This new version of you operates from an entirely different frequency. One where decisions come from inner knowing rather than outer noise. Where relationships form based on resonance rather than convenience. Where work becomes expression rather than obligation. The people who knew your old self might not understand this transformation. They might question your choices, worry about your stability, or try to pull you back to familiar ground. That's because they're seeing you through the lens of who you used to be, not who you're becoming. And honestly, you can't blame them. Even you might not fully recognize yourself yet. You are that tree right now. What looks like death is actually preparation for unprecedented life. This isn't the end of your story. This is where your real story begins. The chapter isn't closing because it's over. It's closing because you're ready to live the life you were actually meant for.